Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Untitled Tarot. Now these are your full moon general readings for the sign that's in the title below. As ever, bulk introduction, timestamp below, but listen to it just once through. Because I would advise that you listen to three of these. Your sun, obviously, your moon sign, because hey, it's a full moon, and your rising sign, as that's the most important to your story. So watch all three if you've got the time. Now, this is full moon in Virgo, 8 degrees of Virgo. So I'm not going to talk long about the astrology of this full moon, because if you follow the link to the Facebook page to this channel that's in the description below, you'll notice that I've posted a lot of the astrologers' analysis and breakdown and weather forecast videos about this full moon, and they're going to do it better than I do. Also, there's an inbox on that page, so if you want to contact me directly for a personal reading, there's a good way to do it. But this full moon, 8 degrees Virgo, so this moon is ruled by Hariel, the angel Hariel, who represents in astrology long-range vision and purification, which is, I find, a very, very interesting symbol. Because obviously this is all on the backdrop of Saturn square Uranus, the force for tradition and rules and endings, but tradition and rules against the new, the innovative, the chaos elements that Uranus will bring through. So Saturn is ruling this chart like it did on the new moon chart, and I talked about that back in the new moon videos. Now Saturn at 8 degrees Aquarius is now being ruled by Nelchael, who, interestingly, is an angel about eradicating plague and an ardent desire to learn. So it's almost like the Saturn energy is like, yeah, this may be the way we've always done it, and we've got to stay in the way that we've always done it, but we've also got to learn to do it better in these limitations because it's not working. As simple as that. It's not working. Now, as I say, Nelchael or Saturn is ruling this chart, so we're looking at eradicating plague, which you can't deny the symbolism of that one at the moment. But what is interesting is, out of the chart itself, the most talkative angels are Sahalia and then Cahatel. Now, let me just check because I didn't write it down. Sahalia is ruling both Venus and Lilith, and Cahatel is, Cahetel, sorry, I should say, is ruling Pluto and Chiron, like I think Cahetel has been doing for a while. Now, the conversations that are going on here is Sahalia represents letting go and mental force. So it's eyes on the prize. That's where we're headed, and all this other stuff is not necessary. Whereas Cahatel is all about diffusing negative energy. And as I say, those are the two most talkative angels in this chart, theoretically, all subservient to Nelchael in this chart. However, they are pretty much talking to all the planetary degrees, all the other angels at the moment. So it's almost like the king says one thing and the advisors are going, are you sure? Are you really, really sure? Do you not think there's a better way of doing it? What if you think about this way? What if you think about that way? But I think there's a better way of doing it. And they're going around the royal court and they are building up support, or they're acting like the chief whip of a political party, doing exactly the same, drumming up the support. Have I got your vote? So there's also this is directed, or the spotlight of this conversation is the moon, Hariel, long range vision and purification. That's the agenda that they are putting on the table in front of Nelchael or Saturn. And it's really interesting because the moon is quincunx, or I should say, as Rick Levine would say, quincunx Saturn. So Saturn doesn't really know what the moon's on about at all. You know, it's almost like, yeah, newfangled stuff, not my thing. Um, but it is necessary, and that's why we have the this influence of Sahalia with letting go, and then Kahatel just keeping everything calm, diffusing the negative energy. Yes, that's going to be awkward, but we can do it. And Sahalia, with their mental force, can go, hell yes, we can. Well, maybe not hell, they're an angel, but oh yes, we can do this. So there's, it's really highlighting an agenda shift. Now, the astrologers will also have mentioned it's good for relationships, this full moon. Again, go and watch all the astrology videos that I've posted. I'm seeing, looking at it from the degree angels level, this is, it's like that tagline, things will never be the same again. We are setting the agenda for the new world. We have a new world. I've not heard that phrase, the new normal, so much recently, but there's still a lot of political agenda to try and make the old normal return. But let's be honest, it's not going to happen. It is a new world. It's a new world every day. Oh, that, I'm sure that's a song. But it's a new world every day anyway, but it is very much a new world. And Saturn, in its square to Uranus, in its quincunx to the moon, is, I'm almost seeing, desperately trying to hold things together, which I think is quite, yeah, look at the news. Saturn is definitely trying to hold things together, and at some points it's succeeding, and at some points it's fading. But the counsel of the angels here is to try and just, let's make this process a bit easier. Now, what is interesting with Saturn as well is this, where have I written 8 degrees Aquarius? This is Spider-Man's Saturn. This is the Saturn on the first publication date when Spider-Man first hit the stands back in 1960 something, which I completely forget off the top of my head. But there is that message, with great power comes great responsibility. So Saturn is almost forced to accept that things have to change somewhere. And of course, Saturn is in Aquarius. It is looking more towards the future. It is looking to expand, to work with the community. Now, the symbols, after I'd figured all this out, I went and had a look at the various symbols for 8 degrees Virgo. And yeah, you'll have to forgive me. It's obvious I'm reading from the screen. So first we'll start with the inside degree, a man mixing cement. So we've got this image of, if you're mixing cement, you're building something, you're creating something. But the explanation of the image says jammed tight with concepts, thinking about what you are doing, interpretations, evaluations, opinions, and surmises, void of heart force, believing in progress, bent upon success. You strictly, rigidly carry out what the mind dictates. It goes a bit dark here. A form of ignorance that is very clever. Something missing in the soul. Compensations on top of compensations. Exceedingly busy, hyper with plans, projects, and enterprises. You're very good at achieving results. Riveted with to the phenomena, but prone to casting shadows that come back to haunt. So again, we see the reason for that influence of Cahatel, of the diffusing the negative energy, because everybody wants the world to return to normal really, really quickly. But that ain't going to happen, or at least the old normal ain't going to happen. But I love that, just that one image of the man mixing cement. This is the point where we start building. The new moon was, if I remember correctly, was all about finally integrating and starting to act on all the lessons that we've learned during the Capricorn cluster and 2020, which I think is very nearly ended. Well, or at least March 2020 has very nearly ended. Well, we may be in the 450th of March, but you know, we can see the turn of the page coming. Now, the Sabian symbol is equally as intriguing, and this one more encouraging. So the Sabian symbol is an expressionist painter at work. The interpretation saying about boldly breaking new ground. We must carve out our own path according to our own sense of who we are and what only we can do. Our right to be unique and our ability to express in this uniqueness creatively must be asserted. We must take it. It cannot be bestowed by a teacher. It is only the potential to be original that is a given in life. Originality itself must be assumed. Life is risky and we have to live with that. So again, there's that balance of, you know, with great power comes great responsibility, and the fact that things need to change. Uranus is going, oh yeah, change, change, bring change. But again, Uranus, that's its natural spirit. In Taurus, that change is not really as fast. Some astrologers say that Uranus in Taurus, it's almost like it's, yeah, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. It's probably thinking about it wildly, but not going to do it. And then, bam, that's where the lightning strikes, because it just can't hold back anymore. Now, there is a thing called seed degrees and fulfillment degrees that I've learned from a blog, John Sandback, I think his name is. But for this full moon at 8 degrees Virgo, the where things come to a head for whatever is stated here or set into motion here. So stated as in a natal chart, or set into motion as in, you know, just the mundane transit chart. The fulfillment degree is 13 degrees Gemini. So I rather think that that is a point to be watching out for when other planets come to pass 13 degrees Gemini. The other interesting things that I noticed, Mercury, 13 degrees Aquarius. This is and of course I'm going to talk about comics and magic. This is the Mercury of Grant Morrison. Now, if you are familiar with Grant Morrison as a writer, superb writer, really likes to put layers upon layers upon layers of what it is that he's putting forward. You know, whether it's his signature series, The Invisibles, which went really deep into all sorts of woo-woo, or just his time on the Justice League of America, where it was like big concepts that would stick with you and you'd still be thinking about them several days later. Also, Israel Regadi of the Golden Dawn, this is his Chiron. So without diving into the details of Israel Regadi's life, there's that opening for disciplined magical healing is what I'm seeing from that, because that's how I'm assuming Chiron can be interpreted within Israel Regadi's chart, or at least taking it out of his chart and looking at it with the rest of the world. So these readings, they are same as ever, by sign. It's the gods that play reading. We look at the gods that are supporting you during this period, and we look at the more archontic forces, or the gods that aren't really gods. Their energies designed to suppress you and keep you away from your glorious destiny, soul function, soul purpose, yes, soul function, which will be on the top row of the reading. it is a look at the energies. You can ask a question like I'd normally ask you to within your monthlies, but I ain't going to guarantee that there will be an answer. And again, like any form of tarot scope, it's either it makes sense to you and or it doesn't. And if it doesn't make sense to you, then it's probably not for you. This is a YouTube reading. I am not sat with you face to face. So it's either going to confirm what you already know, stroke success, suspect, give or take the influence of confirmation bias, or it's not. And if it's not, then you can probably ignore it. Or maybe just think about it and then forget about it unless something occurs that makes you go, oh, yes, we know a song about that. So obviously, like, share, subscribe, join the Facebook page, because that way it's a one-stop shop for all the astrology videos as well as my videos. And like I say, you can contact me there. Subscribing to the channel really does help the channel. Liking helps the algorithm boost the video. I'm sure you know the YouTube politics by now, so if you're so inclined, please do help my YouTube politics, or Google politics, as Chris Witecki calls it. That's everything. I've waffled long enough. Let's crack on with the reading. Cheers. Okay, Leo, there's a couple of things that jump out at me immediately. First, notice out of the Oracle of Heaven and Hell, I drew two cards, and the second one, I mean, they're both flipped over, so I wasn't going to take the second one, and then I noticed what it was. Ha'aya, who is controlling Mercury in the chart of this full moon. So pay special attention to all the Mercury transits. Bear in mind, it's no longer retrograde, it's still in shadow, but it's gone direct. So on a Mercury level, things should get better. Now, what these are, the top row, as you know, this is the Archons, masks of the Archons as they try to deceive and repress you. And these are the gods on your side. Now, you've got a huge independent streak going on down here with the gods on your side. You have Heracles with strength and Hebe with play. You have Anubis with protection. Artemis, the goddess of light, bringing truth and bringing... oh, come on, camera. In fact, I know how to get the camera to work. It loves this crystal. So there you go. There, I'm a lot sharper. I don't know how that works, but it does. Artemis, goddess of hunters, goddess of the moon. Another reference to Haia being in the full moon chart. Pomona, the Roman goddess of plenty, and the Morrigan standing for sovereignty. The Morrigan being the Celtic war goddess. So Heracles was picked on by Hera because he wasn't her son, but he was her husband's son, and therefore she wanted to destroy him. And above these two, Hebe and Heracles, we have Gaia. Now remember, this top row is the Archons. It is not Gaia. It is an Archon pretending to be Gaia. Along this top row, we have, and these are all lies and illusions, Gaia, Prometheus with altruism, Plutus with wealth, Kali with fear, and Penthesilea with guilt. Now, the Penthesilea, when it appears in this top row, I always feel that that's someone trying to use some form of guilt trip in you, trying to pull your heartstrings because you know you were responsible and you should do this to sort it out. Which is backed up by the Damon Tarot card. We have Adramelech, who was once a sun god in ancient history, of twin cities of Sipar and somewhere, and then was left alone and forgotten by history until he was called back into being through Milton's Paradise Lost. He's allegedly Satan's clothier. And the message of this card is pretty much clothes do not maketh the man. It's beware of people pretending to be something other than they are. So with Gaia, I'm seeing a dominating personality and an all-encompassing dominating personality. With Adramelech, they are not all that they appear to be. With Kali here, I believe that they are acting in fear, or they are trying to make you scared. And they are telling you what is the good to be done. And your reaction to this is pretty much, no. And that's about as far as it goes. No. That's not the good to be done. That's not the right way to be doing things. Because you're having a very clear sight of a goal that you have in mind. And let's see what the tarot add to this, because with the Morrigan, with Hercules, and with Hebe, you are standing up for yourself. Or you are encouraged to stand up for yourself against this domineering personality. Now, it's very easy to make the choice to accept what the domineering personality is saying, or to basically to go with the point of view that the domineering personality is saying. But it's supposedly in your interest, and not so much. You're taking a chance there. You're taking a chance that if you follow what they say, things will work out in your interest. And not so that they were. Wheel of Fortune here with Plutus. But also Plutus is a god of wealth, yes, but he's within the underworld. So, although they say you can't take it with you, Plutus did, and therefore we can't get it. So, that I would question the return or rewards that you would receive by following what this domineering personality says. And they will not let up. Knight of Wands here, clarifying them. They will not let up. They will keep trying to pressure you into doing something. But let's have a look at what the tarot says. Now, this is really interesting because it's quite possible that this domineering personality is interfering in a partnership or a relationship. So it could be a friendship, it could be a business partnership, it could be a love relationship. Big R, little r, whatever. We have the Lovers clarifying Prometheus with the altruism. You have a choice to agree with and act on what they are saying. But Anubis with protection is saying, no, there's deeper reasons, there's deeper things to look after here. You have to think about the weighing of your heart on the scales. And that is clarified by the Two of Cups, of bringing two people together. And of course, Two of Cups, if you like watching tarot for the love readings, then you are well aware of what the Two of Cups can represent. But here with that, the Lovers, Two of Cups in a column, it could be that this domineering personality is trying to interfere in a relationship of some form. Bear in mind, this could be a business relationship. It doesn't have to be an amorous relationship. But if you are keeping your eye on what you see to be the prize and standing up for your own sovereignty, you are protected. Temperance card, looked over by angels. But also, and this is because this domineering personality, when all's said and done, they may be trying to make you fear, but they are acting out of fear themselves. Translation, not, oh my God, they're the big bad, but they're scared. And if they're scared, they need to be treated with a little bit of love. I'm not going to say respect, because no, I don't respect what they're trying to do or how they're trying to do it. But a little bit of love, because they're scared. And that's not nice for anybody. So by you keeping your eye on the prize, I don't think you need to be balanced in your response, going, no, I'm keeping my own sovereignty. I'm staying in charge. I'm not taking your advice. No, I'm not going to do what you want. But even though it's the Morrigan as a war goddess, I'm not feeling, because there's that warning here of weighing your heart with Anubis, I'm not feeling that you should launch out and kick off against them. It's just a nice, simple, no, I'm going to carry on what I'm doing. And if what I'm doing works, I may have something to bring back to you or to give to you. But I'm going to carry on doing what I'm doing, and you are not to interfere. But as I say, watch the transits of Mercury out from this full moon to the next full moon and see how that goes. And the other reason that I say about relationships and also the working with this domineering personality who's acting out of fear, we have Ananel, which was the first card that came out of the Oracle of Heaven and Hell, with perception of unity. So that's making me think that even if that unity isn't quite there, it's well worth preserving the appearance of it. And it's well worth working towards it, which again is what the Two of Cups would indicate as well. But you've got a few unities going on here. But this domineering personality, their idea of unity seems to be you do what they say. And you have to offer them the idea of unity going, no, I'm going to do what I'm going to do, which is my thing. And you are welcome to join. You are welcome to watch. You are welcome to stand back. And you are welcome to share in the profits, in the harvest of what I achieve. But I will be achieving it my way. Seven of Pentacles here with the Morrigan. Your harvest that you have to tend, and they are in the way of you tending your harvest. But they are not everything that they say they are, or that they make out they are, or that they even think they are. And that is not a... Well, it is a bad thing, but it's not a bad thing because they are scared. Simple as. And maybe they're chasing after some past glory in their mind. Okay, that's really sad. What a shame. They deserve a little bit of compassion because you can lead by example and show them that they don't have to do that. So, although they're a control freak, you don't have to buy into it, but you don't have to completely abandon them either. So we finally have the Angel card going over the whole reading. We have the Angel of the Essence of Love. Let love be the center of my life. Now, unless this is a business arrangement, this person, this domineering personality that is able to have this effect on you, if they are within your friends, your social circle, your social circle, your family, whatever, then chances are, even though they drive you bonkers, you love them. And that's not something to be forgotten here. You just need to say, come on, come into the light. And so it's the first time I've ever felt sorry for the appearance of the energies in the Archontic row. But no, on this one, I really do. They're trying to be all that, and deep down they know they're not all that, but they ain't going to tell you because they've got too much to lose. And I feel the answer that you can give is, hey, I'm doing my thing. And by the way, I know you're not all that, but also, by the way, I don't care. It doesn't matter. Just because you're not all that, you're still a being, you're still worth it. So, okay. Looks like you're redeeming the Archons this month, Leo. So hey ho, good luck with that. If it means anything to you, comment down below and I'll see you on the monthlies. Cheers.